about the blockchain, the gaming stuff. And we are Blackfish, I'm Tao. We want to be the blockchain plus Steam. I know a lot of people want to do that as well, but as a gamer, in your guts, who don't want to be the Steam on the blockchain, right? So everybody knows the centralized gaming industry. We have a lot of challenge, like for example, your liquidable asset. How you can get your gaming asset being liquidable? How can you get more benefits from more income from as a developer from the gamer? So we bring up the solution here to move all the to move the gaming industry onto the blockchain and to rebuild the experience based on our smart contract. We monetize the game assets like a lot of people do, but different from a lot of visionaries, people with great vision, people with great passion. What we here doing is down to the earth, building a first app on your cell phone. Can play over there. So basically, we spent 2 months building this small game, Texas Hold'em, on blockchain. You based on ERC20. You can use our in-app purchase to get what we call battle game points. Right now, you're mining on the Ethereum. And that takes a little bit while, but should be fine. Here. Then you get the 10 battle game points. So you can check it on Etherscan through our smart contract. And then you can use it on our platform to purchase any kind of gaming assets. In this case, it's chips. So the concept is pretty simple. We are focusing on competitive games. Texas Hold'em is just a great small examples on how we can utilize it in the competitive games. Because I like the panelists talking about it's not. We should not just focusing on monetizing to make money through the blockchain, but still we want to compete our enemies. We want to defeat our enemies as a game, right? So this is where we're focusing. This is just going to be the first small milestone we have here. In the future, we want to build a lot of different competitive games like Crypto Towers, Crypto Clash of Royale, Clash of Legion, those kind of things. Our business model is pretty simple. Purchase items, chips like VIP subscription through our in-app purchase. And we will also have a very light exchange. You can exchange your gaming assets to token. And
30 seconds to go.
All right, sure. And we just charge a small commission fee. Yeah. Our team has been in the mobile gaming industry for over 10 years. Our CEO have one company, went to the public in China. CTO from is a former Google senior engineers. We also have our direct from electronics.
4 minutes.
So
closing statement.
All right. Closing statements. We have a great team, great connections in the Chinese market. We're down to the earth. We already built apps, which kind of differentiate us a little bit. And anyone who wants to build get into the gaming industry on blockchain, welcome to us. If you like to play Texas Hold'em, try this out, and you make some Ethereum on it.
Cool.
Yep.
Good.
All right.
Okay. So, round of applause. So we have our first question.
So I was wondering, you're going to have 1 million players, but how many of them will actually hold Ethereum to purchase? It's quite difficult for people to get cryptocurrency.
Yes, that's a good question. That's why you see we use an in-app purchase at the beginning. Because I know a lot of people don't even know what is Ethereum or how to use the cryptocurrency, right? But one of our mission is to bring those ordinary gamers into the crypto world. Because everyone who don't have a Ethereum wallet, when he registers on our app, we created Ethereum wallet for him. And when you purchase the BGP, that's our token, and we use the dollar to automatically purchase the BGP and send it to his wallet. So that's why we're saying we bring ordinary users to the crypto world.
So you guys are doing OTC then? Like you guys are a trading desk where you can trade like fiat to your token?
We basically, yes, basically the users purchase tokens from us and we send it to them. Yes.
Tony, Sue, any questions?
How about the cashing out of the tokens?
Great question. So right now we haven't been on the cryptocurrency exchange yet. But if we got listed over there, all the users can exchange their gaming assets to BGP. So they can then cash out their BGP to their own Ethereum wallet or something like that. Then they can exchange to on the crypto exchange.
Good, lovely, thank you.
All right.
Time's up, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we've got Federico next. Here it comes. Okay, so Federico has a project called Crypto Cup. Your 4 minutes of pitching starts now.
So the way to change the slide is with a green button.
Yeah, green button, yeah.
Okay, so hi, hello, my name is Federico. I'm the CEO of Crypto Cup. Crypto Cup is a World Cup prediction game with ERC721 token, which runs in the Ethereum network. So it's not working.
Big green button.
Oh, sorry. So the World Cup is around the corner. There's only 30 days for the opening match to kick off in Russia. And we as Argentinians, we love soccer. So we decided to put together our two passions, soccer and blockchain. And we built this amazing, beautiful and unique dApp like the World Cup is. So there are two ways to play this game. The full mode, which is especially made for soccer fans, and the express mode, which is much more quicker for those who prefer a quicker mode, but both of them are competing for the same pot price, the same price pool. So let's jump to the game. So the full mode, at first the World Cup has two different stages, the group stage, which is 48 matches, and the knockout stage, which are 16 matches. So the full mode asks you to predict the 48 matches of the group stage, results included, and the 16 matches of the knockout stage, but only the winners. And finally, you will get one token, one golden ticket that you will see in the next picture, which holds your entire prediction, the 64 matches. This is very important. It holds the 64 matches, the entire World Cup. So the UX, here's the UX where the players will feel the group stage matches. Here's where they feel till the world champion, the winners in the knockout stage. And here's the golden ticket. The golden ticket has chosen Spain as a World Cup champion, and it has 0 points at this moment. I will then explain what the points are about. Let's jump to the express mode. Express mode is much more quicker. You only have to choose world champion, runner-up, third and fourth place. And the group stage matches and the knockout matches are filled randomly. And again, the result, one golden ticket with your entire 64 prediction. This is very important. One ticket has the 64 matches. So this is the UX for the quicker mode, which you have to choose 4 flags from the 32 national teams who are playing the World Cup. So the groups are going to be filled randomly with a chance to reshuffle if you don't like this combination. And again, one beautiful golden ticket with Spain as a world champion and 0 point at the moment. So how do I get points? How do I get the game? How do I win the game? How do I get rewarded? So each token, each time a World Cup match finishes, your token might earn points, if your prediction was correct. So tokens with more points will get a reward from the prize pool directly from the smart contract. Top 10% of the tokens are going to be rewarded. And obviously, first position will get a bigger reward than position number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 100. So, extra info for the game, we are also building a marketplace, a secondary exchange for those people who prefer to trade token during the World Cup. So, The World Cup, you can generate your token from May 21st, next Monday, till June 13th, which is one day before the World Cup starts. And this is the price structure of each token. And then, when the World Cup starts, the token generation closes and you can only trade token among the users. So, token generation between May 21st and June 13th, I hope you guys will play. Then the World Cup starts, exchange opens, and then you can redeem your prize from the smart contract on July 25th.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Next events, Champions League, NFL, NBA, NCAA like March Madness, and esports tournaments and more gaming tournaments. And finally, this is how to contact us. Thank you very much.
Okay. Panelists, thoughts, questions?
So thank you very much. It's very interesting, pretty obvious use case, and then I think it's a great area. But in the meantime, there are already for prediction market, there are already Augur and some other open source and protocol, and they have more money than you. And then how do you compete? And then what is your network effect?
Okay, actually, I believe I don't compete with Augur and Gnosis. They did how do you say in English? It's a one-time event. I mean, it's like one match in the tournament, Russia against Saudi Arabia, but not the World Cups, the entire World Cup. And actually, we are working with ERC 721 tokens, so it's very different. Actually, I wanted to use Augur and Gnosis to field my smart contract without using a centralized API company, but the reply for them was that they are not ready. So that's why I have to use an API.
Other questions? No, everyone happy with that? Thank you very much, Frederico.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Stas, up next.
This is actually two of us.
Two, okay, good.
And coincidentally also another called Stas.
Okay. Right, 4 minutes start now.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. Yes, my name is Stanislav, his name is Stas. We're working together with the founder of the project Hedging. And so to wake you up and bring more attention, I will share with you some small secret, commercial secret. Yesterday when we came from Canada, Toronto, so yesterday when we came to, yes, yesterday when we came to San Francisco, I signed local business with 6 locations in San Francisco to accept our coin. Yes, it's a small secret. And now when I have your attention, I will tell you about the project. Hedging is a limited edition crypto collectible with mine coins in blockchain game. Gamification of blockchain. Just a moment. Yes, I'm nervous a little bit. I'm not used to. Sorry, guys. Yes. So gamification of blockchain promised to bring joy of owning crypto. Yet still obstacles for general public, and the biggest one is to how to get necessary crypto to get and start playing inside the game. So we differentiate by focusing on accessibility and removing the entry point for the gamers and crypto curious people who is curious about this field. First, how we do it. So you don't need crypto to start playing our game. It's first of all. For the small portion of the money, like fiat money, with credit card, you can enter. You don't need like any crypto to play our game. So not necessary. You don't need gas. Okay. Nervous a little bit. Yes. No, I will. Okay. So the next one, you can make coin inside the game, and the best part, you can spend coin outside the game. So, because our research shows that people and businesses really don't have desire to know about technicality, what is blockchain and how it works. They just want to how to get and how we can spend it. So, yes.
Right, so we're focusing on making it completely accessible, so enter the game for small credit card payment, and then no gas fees. The gameplay happens off-chain. And so, having figured it out, we decided to do a little market test. So this is the results. We did a quick landing page where we asked people to sign up for early access to the game. And then we also were selling edges. So we had pretty big conversion, 69% for signing ups and 5% for sales. We also had completed airdrop, giving away 500 tokens, and we gathered over 2,000 affiliates. This is our team, Stanislav, myself, and we have a technical co-founder, Ivan. The whole team is 12 people, including advisors. We have a legal counsel we're working with, legal advisor, we have a marketing advisor, and a veteran of the gaming industry to help us with game design. This is our roadmap. We completed the...
30 seconds.
Yeah, just go very quickly. We completed the first milestone. Now on the website we can reserve, choose your favorite color and reserve it. Then we're gonna launch the payments. And then in the late summer we're planning to launch the alpha game. So just a few quick points. It's not an ICO. We're gonna do item pre-sale instead. We have a sound legal strategy because the environment is very complicated in Canada and US, and we have proof of concept. We have a solid marketing plan. This is just a snapshot of our users. They're all over the world. And now, let's chat.
Good, excellent. Yeah, first question.
What's the game?
Right, so I just realized as we were getting ready, we didn't really talk about the game, but in the game, the character, Hedgie, that's an ERC-721 token on the Ethereum blockchain. The gameplay is basically you send it on a journey. We have a lore that explains the origin story, but basically we have 4 game worlds. You send the Hedgie on the journey and it digs for different artifacts and brings them back, and then you can exchange that for coin. And there's more to that, but the high level is like that.
Is it a previously venture-backed game or company, or what was the user attraction if it is? Was it previously a venture-backed company?
No, we're
It's a brand new team.
Yes, brand new team. Well, I mean, we actually work on another business together, my main business, which is different, but this is a brand new team, and we so far just bootstrapped everything.
Okay.
Good, lovely. I think that's it. Thank you, Simon. Okay, so next up we have Mi-sun from Codebox. Here she comes. Okay, mic's up there. Buttons are as well. Ready?
Yes, can you turn on the video?
Okay.
That's our trailer. It's a mobile run game. It's a side scroller. You have to run and eat the points while you run. And the robots are composed of 4 parts. All of them are ERC-721 tokens. And we also have a PvP match that is run on Ethereum. It's run by a smart contract. You can track and check the code on time on either scan. And now it's available on both iOS and Android. You can download now. The name of the game is called Go CryptoBot. As I told you, it's a mobile game, the first mobile game available on both iOS and Android. And why this is so special? First, because it's the first mobile game that you can download from the App Store and Google Play Store. And as you have seen in the trailer, it's more than a collectible. Even it is a collectible because all the 4 parts of the CryptoBot are ERC-721 tokens. It has a play. You have to play in order to upgrade those ERC-721 tokens. it's not a betting game. You have to grow. You have to upgrade your CryptoBots parts in order to clear the stages. And then it's fully playable on mobile devices. See, this is a scroller. On the left bottom, you have the jump button. You can jump once or double jumps, and you also have triple jumps. And then on the right bottom, you have a slide button, and you have to try to not to go fall into the hole. And this is the PvP match. It's a strategy game. The PvP match is composed of 4 games: bowling, tug of war, racing, and high jump. And each part of the CryptoBot, the head corresponds to bowling, the body corresponds to tug of war, the legs correspond to racing, and the booster corresponds to high jump. And you have, with your stats, you have to strategically think what part you want to play, and you have to choose a team and play the game. One interesting factor about this smart contract run PvP is that it's not about summing stats. It also has a random factor, which is a lucky color. You have to match the color. Can you see the red and yellow? That's the lucky color. So you have to match the body with the lucky colors. And if when the smart contract is run, and if the smart contract chooses yellow, you get a multiplier. You get more points. So you have to be strategic, but you also have to be lucky. But everything, all these random factors can be checked and tracked on Etherscan.
30 seconds.
Then you have to upgrade. The ERC-721 tokens are upgradable. And of course, you have full ownership. You have the P2P market in-game. And the last but not the least, we have an in-game wallet, which is you can charge the ERC-20 token, and you also can withdraw money. And the roadmap is we want to.
4 minutes. 4 minutes. Finished. Good. Yes, round of applause. Okay, panelists, quick thoughts, questions?
So how do you make money?
We have in-app purchase system. You have there are basic CryptoBots that you have to buy through the in-app purchase system. Then you also have these CryptoBots have parts and skills, and if you want to change those skills, you have the so-called skill change cards, and you also have to pay with the in-app purchase. And we also charge transaction fees in the P2P market.
Who's your target audience? Experienced gamers or crypto holders?
We launched already this last Friday, and surprisingly, those people that are not crypto traders are those who download the game and they play, and those, because they ask, what is wallet? What is this? How can I withdraw? They don't know. They don't know MetaMask. They don't know anything. But those are the people that play and they respond to us. But it wasn't our intention to target them. We just wanted to make a playable game.
Good, excellent, thank you very much. Okay, next up, Mark from Luckme. Do we have Mark here? Haven't seen Mark. Okay, well, we'll maybe turn up later. Do we have Aaron? Here we go, okay. Aaron from Clash of Magic. You ready?
Yeah.
Got the microphone? You have a presentation?
We do have a presentation, actually.
Okay.
Just one moment.
Oh, okay. I might start the clock. Right. There we go. Okay, the time starts now.
Cool. How's everyone doing today? We're doing pretty well. Anyways, okay, so the game that we have or that I'm presenting is Clash of Magic. It's available on the Oculus and the Vive, and it actually was nominated for the best game design at the Casual Connect 2017. So, slide. And this is actually a really quick trailer that we're going to play, about a minute long. You just click on it. Some technical difficulty. It's okay, no worries. Maybe we could come back to that one trailer at the end, see if we can go.
Just keep going.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can move on. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just move on. Oh, that works. Okay. That's still watching. Cool. So basically, Clash of Magic is a VR tower rush game, and so basically the main goal of the game is to defend your pylons or your beacons, and also to attack or take down your opponents at the same time. And the way to do this is by collecting mana from your pylons or your beacons, and you can summon creatures, or the monsters for you, and you can also attack your other opponents' beacons with the fireballs or any other spells as well that you can cast. Next slide. Cool. So the campaign mode is one of the game modes that we have as well in Clash of Magic. As you can see the interface on the right-hand side, the one on the top left is the tutorial mode, which is like the easiest mode. The hardest one is on the bottom right, so it goes from easy to hard, and you can play. Cool. So this is a picture of the campaign mode as you saw in the trailer. And the other game mode that we have is a PvP-based game mode as well. And you can obviously play with another opponent as well. And, we have some tournaments that we can show some pictures of a little bit later. But it's really cool that you can actually battle someone else as well, especially with VR. This is a picture of the PvP arena as well. We also have a spectator mode where you are able to basically view each battle. So that's pretty cool. And this is actually a picture of the offline tournaments that we posted as well. So as you can see, that we've had some tournaments as well, and it's pretty cool because we actually are adding a new tournament feature, and we're recording the real battles on the blockchain as well, and you'll be able to get rewarded with cryptocurrency, and the spectators can tip you as well with crypto. That's it.
Oh, good. Excellent. Thank you very much. No? No questions?
So for gaming, like it's really you combining, crypto kitty effect and with the VR gaming. So that's two like very cutting edge, factor here. So what do you think that you can actually combine these two and also incentivize your user to come back? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people want to try a VR game. And then are there any incentivization for them to come back? And what is your early success look like?
That is a great question. If you stop by our booth, we're more than happy to answer it right there in my booth.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, of course. We'll have all the answers for you right there.
Excellent. Good, thank you very much.
Cool, thank you very much.
So, does Mark stand up? No, okay. Mark's not in. Okay, so next up, Bobby Hang from Earth Zero. There he is. Excellent. Okay. There's your big hand. Okay, 4 minutes.
Okay, hi there. My name is Bobby Huang. It's great to have you all here today. So it's a good opportunity to introduce you about the projects we're working on. Essentially, to describe it briefly, it's a blockchain virtual world like Pokemon Go, style-wise. Next slide, please.
I think you can do it. There's a button there. You hold it in your hand and pick it up.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Okay, I'll experiment. Okay, so as an example, here's a picture of the real world. This is South Park neighborhood here in San Francisco. And the next one is like a virtualized version that you can see that the tables in the virtual world correspond to the tables in the real world. Similarly for the bench on the lower left as well. So they correspond to each other. And what do? So as I mentioned, this is like a blockchain virtual world. And you, just like most other virtual worlds on the blockchain, you get to own land, buildings, via say trading and buying. And so we're creating a sandbox experience so that you could furnish your virtual home. Okay, and the name, why do we choose Earth Zero, specifically earthzero.org, is because this comes from the Marvel Comics multiverse of Earths. Like say Earth Zero is supposed to be the good Earth, where everything is good and perfect. Whereas Earth 3 or some other ones are the ones that say Superman has died and it's all like a dystopia. So that's like a one screenshot, by the way. So you can imagine that you can own land, buildings in the virtual world. In addition to what other virtual worlds are doing, because our world uses real mapping data from the real world, you could also potentially own, say, a land that's, say, for example, the trees you see, they are real trees. Of course, they don't look exactly like that, but you could own them if you choose to buy. And also, say lamp posts and other things like, say, garbage cans, post boxes, etc. So that really opens up new possibilities of what you could exactly do in the sandbox simulation. Yeah, as I mentioned, those lamps, that bench, trees, etc. Now, so okay, so you have this virtual world, and you bought land, or you got it for free because you're playing, and we reward you through some freemium game mechanics. Now, what do you do next? What else could you do? Now here I'm introducing you a different product we have. I mean, this is a virtual reality playset in which that you get to use your virtual reality controllers, and you get to pick those things up, and it's all powered by physics. You can pick them up, stack them, throw them around, etc. And these playsets like this are already on Viveport. So they're on one of the virtual reality stores. So furnitures, refrigerator, etc. And here's where you can find them right now, actually for sale. Now next, so I covered things that you could potentially do because we're pitching this as a 30 seconds. Okay, gotcha. So this is like a sandbox experience, but because we're using the real world data, we are also opening up a lot of advertising possibilities. Because like say if you bought like a bench in the park, then you could potentially put like a flyer up there, so that the flyer could be an advertisement for your business, or it could be something funny quote or cat pictures that you just happen to like. And briefly, these are things that like this is a real world business, and say their information as visualized on our platform.
Okay.
So, okay. Great. Thank you
Thanks
very
very
much.
What do you think about this one?
Questions?
Yeah.
I guess why do I want to own a trash can? And also, if I were to put an advertisement on my trash can I own, how many people do you really expect to see that trash can? Advertising works on how many people see anything.
I think this is, we did bring this up because I imagine, I've seen lots of games, like say one thing that just immediately comes to my mind is Mega Man Legend. Like in which, like say you play Mega Man, and one of the things that you can do in the game is that you kick the trash can. And that becomes like a unique feature of that particular game. And because we're pitching this as a sandbox experience, whether it's trash can or other things that allow you to generate your own memes, it's up to you.
Yeah, so it's kind of a similar question. What's the gameplay? You spend your coins on this item, and what does it generate?
Would it degenerate?
Yeah, what does the assets that you purchased generate for you? What kind of value does it provide?
What kind of value? I think basically, essentially, I think what you're asking is why do you want to play this rather than something else? Okay, this will be marketed or geared towards people who like to play Legos and who like to build stuff. Hence, they will find intrinsic value because what we're doing is essentially that we're making those digital items available for you, and you could furnish your own virtual space, and hence that's the target audience.
Good. Lovely. Thank you very much, Bobby.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so three left. Praveen, you're up next. So, woof at me. Is that all right? Okay, the microphone is there. Ready?
Hey guys, I'm the co-founder and CTO of whoopatme.com. We're the social.
Doing it for you.
So we're gonna play the video that CNBC actually shot, our candidate video for their new incubator.
You do?
Oh, sorry. We're gonna play the CNBC video for our candidacy for their new TechCrunch incubator. It's called Lift Labs. So we're a candidate for their next cohort. So.
I'm Prabhi Alamachi, the co-founder and CTO of whoopatme.com. We're the social network for dogs and dog owners. And what we've built is a really cool platform for dogs and dog lovers to become friends with each other and go on dog dates and actually interact with each other. We also built a series of really cool games that exist in the real world and offline as well. And the connecting technology between the real world and offline is blockchain. So our interesting aspect of blockchain, there's a few blockchain projects already out there for pets, but they're all like virtual pets, right? Our actual blockchain projects has a virtual pet that's related to a real world pet in a no-kill animal shelter. So if you feed a virtual dog at our platform, you're actually feeding a real dog in a real no-kill animal shelter. So multiple people can get together to adopt a dog, feed a dog, and play games and actually support these shelters and real dogs. And even if you don't want to play the game, we're creating a plugin so other dog-friendly applications and stores can actually help donate through our blockchain algorithm to actually support dogs throughout the world in no-kill shelters. So we're modeling about $100 million in revenue within 2 years, and we have a good start. We've already built the MVP. You can go sign up for it. Put your dog on our platform. whoopatme.com. Thank you.
Great. So while he pulls up the website, so you can actually go sign up now. The MVP's out. So I'll just cut to the chase. So basically, we're a social impact, real world gaming platform. So our stickiness comes from the fact that we actually have a real social network. So if you're a dog lover, we want this to be the place you sign up to do your social networking, in addition to your Facebook account, of course. So basically, if other game developers sign up with us too, not only will they, get our technology, they also get our user base too. So we actually have an AI platform. So when you do a doggy date or set up your dog with other dogs to do, go on dog walks, like there's 21 personality factors we model to set up compatible dogs. So our smart contracts are interesting in that, like when you actually do anything on our platform, you're actually doing a social impact. You're actually donating, like we said in the video. So the actual gameplay is real world gaming. So we're overlaying like a pseudo board game in your local community. So like if you think of like Monopoly, but these local virtual businesses online actually matching a pet-friendly business in your local community, sort of supporting, shop local and supporting pet-friendly venues in your community. So there's, why us? I was, for last year, I was one of the top 5 finalists for the Singularity Global Impact Challenge. So we made an ARG, an alternate reality game in Miami, from Miami, by the way. So we rendered Miami half underwater year 2030. So we made a lot of really cool stuff. We won the plug and play pitch contest in Sunnyvale for my previous clean tech startup. So we have a lot of impact already, and we actually have a lot of celebrity backing for other blockchain projects. So I'm the lead data architect on a current ICO and ICO box, a $10 million fund, so we have a lot of experience. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So, a couple others on the panel.
How do I know that the money or the food that I'm spending on goes to an actual dog at the shelter?
See, that's the whole point of blockchain, right? So anyone can say that, right? So I'm actually a hardware hacker. So we're partnering with other hardware startups that actually have like smart dog bowls and other smart objects. So basically, our plugin is not just for software; it's also hardware. And also, I'm the CTO co-founder. We actually kept the CEO role open. We're actually interviewing CEOs right now, people who have experience and have sold pet startups. So I think we'll have no problem actually gaining that credibility in the marketplace.
Stage it, please now.
So the MVP's out, and you can try it. I mean, it's MVP. Surf gently. It is an MVP.
I think it's a brilliant idea. You play the game, you're spending money already, but it's used to save the dog. It's really good. But I just have a suggestion. Maybe you could, instead of just feed the dog, hire a dog sitter or something, or from the animal shelter that's taking care of the dog. And
yeah, I mean, obviously I couldn't go into everything in 4 minutes, but that is the point that basically you can help foster a dog virtually. Do a foster puppy. The old TV commercial for like 30 seconds, 30 cents a day, you could like adopt the child. Same concept for pets. So well, obviously in 4 minutes it's a short amount of time to explain everything.
Good. Thank you very much. Okay, so down to the last 2 now. Dan Anderson, Family Media. Dan here? No, Dan. Mark hasn't come back. So down to our last picture. Jeffrey? Come on. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, off you go, 4 minutes.
Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm Jeff, I'm from the Axie Infinity team. I'm actually the community lead. And so I think a lot of you guys are probably pretty familiar with CryptoKitties. Axie Infinity was totally born out of that ecosystem. We were some of the top CryptoKitty players in the world, and we really wanted some more utility for our kitties, right? They're nice to look at, they're fun to breed, it's nice to know how rare they are, but at the end of the day, they're not that useful yet. So we wanted to build a game on top of CryptoKitties, but decided to just start our own game. So we've been working on this since the middle of January. We already had our pre-sale. We sold over 4,000 of these Axies. They're fantasy creatures. We raised 900 Ethereum. And yeah, we had a closed beta for the breeding process that went really smoothly. We launched breeding last week. And yeah, people are having a lot of fun. We're soaring up the charts on DAP Radar right now. So in the future, we have plans to introduce new eggs. So the way that will work is we will introduce new body parts through our egg shop. And yes, every body part kind of corresponds to a different battle move. So we'll have a constantly evolving meta within the game. So the battles will be 3v3. And yeah, very similar to a Pokemon game type system. So yeah, we're really excited. We think that it's one of the few legitimate blockchain games out there because we actually have a structure for a battle system in place. I'm also really excited about terrariums. So terrariums are a feature that will allow you to raise your axes. So similar to, I think a lot of us probably did Tamagotchis in our youth. You'll be able to feed them, raise them, put them to bed, and that will give them little small bonuses for battle. And yeah, I think it will make the gameplay very sticky and encourage users to sign in even if there isn't a big tournament or battle kind of event going on. Yeah, so I think our monetization strategy is pretty simple. We're going to sell eggs with new body parts. I think that'll keep the meta interesting and the user base engaged. Yeah, maybe you can go down a little bit for me on the slide. So yeah, there are going to be more ways to get experience points. We're coming out with mini games soon as well. The first mini game will launch, and then our plan right now is to launch the full battle system in early June. There will also be a fun ranking system. What's the point of a crypto game if you can't, brag and I guess whale out and show what you have? And yeah, we have plans, and we're thinking and considering about releasing an ERC20 Axie coin. I guess so we're looking for advisors for a potential ICO. I think we've shown the proof of concept is there. We raised 900 ETH, and yeah, we want to get. We're looking at a mobile app as well, Q2 2019. I think that's very negotiable. If we meet the right person, we'd expedite that process. Can you please go down a little bit more on that slide? Yeah. So basically, there's. Okay. So basically, in the game, we want to incentivize players to make interesting decisions. So you'll use experience points that you gain from battles either to breed or to upgrade your body parts. So it's not just like a breeding spam fest. It's there's actual consequences to breeding. And a lot of players right now are choosing not to breed their Axies so that they can make sure that they are going to be ready with fully loaded experience points for when the battle feature launches. So yeah, our team, there's Trung and Masamune. Yeah, anyways, that's us.
Cool. Thank you. Stay around.
So is your Axie compatible with CryptoKitty? Like CryptoKitty can also braid on your platform, or is totally different?
So we're both on the Ethereum platform.
Okay, so there is no utility automatic pay for CryptoKitty holders.
For crypto, well, we don't necessarily want to give that to them.
Okay. Another thing is, since you actually have a lot of utility, so so is this still like ERC20 token, or how do you solve the scalability problem, and how long does it take for selling Axie transaction?
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, obviously the Ethereum, their scalability thing is like that's an Ethereum network problem, and the way that we're getting around that is we're not going to necessarily put everything on the blockchain, right? We want this to be an immersive gaming experience first, and a blockchain game second, right? And blockchain is great for verifying ownership data and all that, but it's very bad at making an immersive gaming experience. We think a lot of the the blockchain quote unquote games out there right now are not actual games because it's just really submitting transactions, and they're not fun. Anyways. There needs to be, I think we're going to be very strategic, and we have been very strategic about what we're centralizing and what we're decentralizing. And that's how we get around the scaling issues.
Yeah, like if you were to do an ICO, what would it be? Like, are you going to keep selling more Axies? Also,
so I think the idea for the ICO, so this is something that we're still, very in exploratory stages for, but I think the idea of an ICO would be to allow anyone, no matter what their fiat currency is, to buy into this Axie coin, and that Axie coin would be spendable and tradable in our market system. So I think it would allow, having an ICO would only be to increase the potential user base.
Good, thank you very much, Jeff. So those are our pitches. Does the panel want to? Obviously, not going to announce the winner now, but anything you'd like to say about what you saw? You saw quite a range of things from VR, games already out on mobile. Anything any advice you'd like to give generally to the people who are pitching?
Yeah, I think for gaming, there is already very good experiments there, like which is CryptoKitty, and then behind it is really Web 3.0 and also token economy. So we've seen a lot of crypto, like very similar to crypto type of token economy, which is like really little utility, but we also say like utility really actually in the design. But I think for a lot of crypto developers, game developers, it will be more convincing if you can show us the real, like the real design of the token economy, and then that will be, for example, like who have resources and who get reward. It's very, very, very easy, but you can actually, like draw that graph that we can understand. You really have utility, build up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are some brilliant games and great presentations over here, but I do see there's a very interesting question as to what kind of audience you're targeting at. So like, I think most people here who's presenting are actually game developers, so you're actually developing a game, but not necessarily a blockchain game, and not necessarily equipped for raising an ICO and facing all the rough waters in the crypto world. So that's what SGC is here for you, so that we could help you design your crypto economy, and also to put a shield or put a safe cushion for you, so that you don't have to go through all the tough tasks that I've been going through.
And remember, you've got your booth, haven't you? And you can go there and get a wallet set up for you and get your tokens as well. So don't forget to do that if you haven't done it.
Yes.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I think there were a lot of really interesting ideas. A majority of them that I found interesting, were, I don't think for the reason that it uses blockchain though. I think that there's still a lot to be said that, we barely know anything about this technology. I don't think anything's been truly explored all the way. I think there's a lot of postulation thinking that if this happens and then that, and then everything will be okay. And I think it's just, I'm interested in seeing what happens next year as well.
Absolutely.
Just one more sentence, sorry. So I think all of the games can be put on blockchain instead of you have to be a blockchain to use cryptocurrency. Blockchain is going to be the future infrastructure for all the, on top of the internet. I think everything should be going on blockchain one day, but you don't have to develop a CryptoKitty kind of a blockchain game. And
well, good, that's a good point. So we're going to wrap it up today, but we're back at 10 o'clock tomorrow, where Benny from CryptoKitty, which is probably, I'll be making a note of the buzzwords, and I think CryptoKitty is the most mentioned buzzword so far today, 16 mentions. So definitely come back tomorrow at 10 o'clock to find out what Benny's going to say. Obviously we've got a whole track as well, lots of panel talks again tomorrow, so it'd be great to get your interaction with that. But other than that, just to say thank you to the panel, thank you for all the pictures. We will announce the winner tomorrow. And don't forget the party tonight as well. See you all there.